The photos from the indictment. I'm sure you've seen the photos from the indictment.
The same as saying he didn't.
There are classified documents in the bathroom, in a ballroom stage, and classified information that we're talking about, information that the United States shares with its allies, critical information, strewn on the floor. Does that look secure to you?
Again, Dana, the standard is the standard. The President of the United States, he can classify and he can control access to national security information however he wants. That's the standard. That's the Constitution. That's what the court said in Navy versus Egan, a 1988 case. I don't know how many more times I can say it. Okay, so if he wants to store material in a box in a bathroom, if he wants to store it in a box on a stage, he can do that. That is just what the law and the standard is. Again, I think this just underscores how political this whole thing is. Jack Smith, I mean, you know how political it is when they selected Jack Smith as a special.
Number two, do you have evidence that the president, when he was president, now former president, actually declassified these documents before he took them?
I go on the president's word, and he said he did, and the Supreme Court said that's what counts. So we can have all the things Jack Smith wants to say, but everyone sees this for the political operation it is. The standard is the standard. I didn't set the standard. The Constitution and the Supreme Court did, and they did it in a unanimous fashion, and it was opinion written by Justice Blackmun. So that's the standard. That's the fact. Jack Smith can write whatever he wants, but this is so he can put it wherever he wants. He can handle however he wants. That's the law. That's the standard. And Jack Smith can do all this 37 different counts or whatever he wants to do, but that doesn't change the standard. The standard that the Supreme Court in a unanimous decision said was that he can classify and he can control access. He has the sole authority.
In this indictment, he states on at least one occasion that he did not declassify the information. When he's showing a document to somebody who doesn't have security clearance, I might add, he says explicitly that it is classified. He didn't declassify it.
Dana, he has said time and time again he's declassified all this material. This is the most political thing I have ever seen. They have been out to get President. They're indicting President Trump on Tuesday for having material that he declassified that was protected by the Secret Service. And the people who are doing it is the administration, the Justice Department, from his opponent in the upcoming presidential election. I mean, this is as political as it gets. And frankly, Dana, it's part of a pattern. We've seen it time and time again with the president over the last 7 years. They try one thing, then they try another. They've continued to go after him. And I think anyone with common sense can see that.
There is an audio tape of Donald Trump saying he knows this is secret information. He knows he's sharing with other people. How is that okay?
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay to take a hammer to a BlackBerry. I think none of this is.
The day we got access to the SARS reports, Alvin Bragg indicted Trump in New York. The day that we got access to this 1023 form showing bribery between Joe Biden and Hunter Biden in Ukraine, they indict Donald Trump again. Every time the Oversight Committee has evidence of corruption, bribery, money laundering on the Biden family, they indict Donald Trump. And whether you agree with Donald Trump politically or not, most of America sees this for what it is. It's weaponizing the executive branch to take out your political enemies. And look, Joe Biden wants to give Donald Trump a death sentence for documents. He's facing hundreds of years for mishandling documents, and they want him to die in jail. And yet Hillary Clinton's standing free today. She's bragging about the two-tier system of justice, raising money off of it, but her emails. Joe Biden has classified documents. He mishandled them as vice president. Mike Pence mishandled classified documents as well as vice president. So all these people are held to a different standard except for Donald Trump. And I think people see it for what it is today.
About precedent breaking. President Ford decided it was best for America not to pursue prosecution against President Nixon. President Trump pretty much made the same decision, decided not to pursue any kind of prosecution of Hillary Clinton. Joe Biden could have made the exact same decision, but he didn't. He allowed a SWAT raid on a very secure residence of President Trump over federal records, even though he was holding classified records himself.
Your attack on President Biden and his Justice Department. I've heard your attack on Hillary Clinton. I've heard your attack on Bill Clinton. What I've not heard from you is a defense of Donald Trump's behavior and why you think that's the kind of behavior you want to see in the President of the United States.
I'm not justifying his behavior. If it were up to me, nobody would take classified information.
But you're endorsing him for president of the United States. You're saying he should be president of the United States.
Yeah. I think what's happening here is trying to delegitimize him. I'm not justifying his behavior. If it were up to me, nobody would take classified information.
But you're endorsing him for president of the United States. You're saying he should be president of the United States.
Yeah. I think what's happening here is trying to delegitimize him.